Hello, thank you for coming to my video to watch me talk about whatever I end up talking about. I haven't actually decided what I'm going to talk about. I just made a commitment to myself to make a video today, and I'm actually just coming on here in my truest form. I haven't washed my hair. Those of you that follow me on Instagram know that I never wash my hair. I have a hot water bottle, I have a tea, which I actually don't really like, but I know it's good for me, so I'll try and get that down. I have pretty much been in bed all day today because yesterday I did an exercise that I actually made up, and it usually goes okay for me when I make up my own exercises, but this particular exercise I probably should have been doing slowly, and I did the last couple of reps of it really fast and completely fucked my back, so I was in absolute agony yesterday. I could barely sit or stand or move. I couldn't really go to the bathroom without wanting to scream, and I had a really terrible sleep last night. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to come on here exactly how I am, because I am not making these videos to win any kind of beauty contest. Now that I've got that out of the way, I basically wanted to do a few videos, maybe like part 1, part 2 and so on, just about my health and spiritual journey basically. So I want to use this as an opportunity to answer quite a lot of frequently asked questions that I get from you guys on my Instagram all the time. I don't always have a chance to get back to you all. So yeah, I just wanted this first video to be an introduction to me and kind of like my current life situation, and yeah, what my hopes are for this channel, and just a hello basically. So my name is Jolene. I can't remember if I already said that at the beginning of the video. I am almost 25 years old. I was born in July 1995. I don't know why I said 1995. I was meant to say on the 9th of July. So I am a Cancer, which is both a blessing and a curse because I am an emotional fucking wreck. But I am also very caring and very nurturing, which I love. So yeah, that star sign definitely fits me well. If that helps you get any kind of understanding of what kind of person I am. I am actually currently living in a small little beach town called Foxton Beach. I grew up, well actually I didn't quite grow up here. I lived in Palmerston North from the age of 14, but I actually grew up in Martinborough with my grandparents. And for those of you that don't know, Martinborough is actually a small town kind of near Wellington, and I lived in a little cottage there with my grandparents, and at the time, and probably up until just recently, I just thought that that was like the shittest situation ever, but it had been like 4 years, and I recently visited them and realised actually how lucky I was to grow up in the country, and how blessed I am to have such a humbling background. I definitely wouldn't change it for a thing. So yeah, I'm living in Foxton Beach. I live right by the water. I was living in Auckland for 3 or 4 years, but I honestly, like, I do love Auckland and it served its purpose, but I honestly feel like I am best suited to small communities. I love being able to get to know my neighbours, and in smaller communities like this, people actually wave to each other and like say hi and get to know you, which I love. I love knowing who the lady is who makes coffees at the local cafe, and I love walking down the street and like feeling like I know like who I'm around. It makes me feel safe and secure and like cozy, because in Auckland, the people that live there don't realise, but nobody smiles at anybody, nobody waves at anybody, and it's just rush, 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 go, go, go. Everything's a competition, and I think after a while for me that just became old real quick. So I moved to Auckland when I was like 21, I think. I just broke up with my boyfriend, who I was with for like 2 or 3 years. I was living with him in his farmhouse, in between Shannon and Levin, like in the middle of nowhere. And now looking back, that was such a cool situation to be in, but at the time I was like, what the fuck, I cannot settle here. This is so not me. I need to be doing that fucking party lifestyle shit. I want to go and like meet new people and be that makeup artist and you know, be going out and getting dressed up and getting drunk and all that fun stuff that we all have to experience. Well, not all of us, but most of us, especially in New Zealand with the culture that we have, we all need to go through that kind of binge drinking stage to just get it out of our system, and I definitely got it out of my system. So yeah, that's a little bit of background. I have been living in Foxton since January, and I've just kept it really low-key because I am using this time to really focus on myself and my mental health. Like I said, Auckland was very busy and fast-paced, and it was not best suited for me, and I felt like every day I would wake up and feel quite overwhelmed with just the basics, like going somewhere and meeting up with people and everything. All just became too much for me, and I think maybe in the future that will be different, but in the mindset that I had, in the mind space that I was in, it was just not the go. And I'm feeling a lot more settled and a lot more calm and at peace being by the water and being somewhere small, and being with my mum as well is really nice. So yeah, what else? I think that's about it really. That gives you kind of like a good little catch up. So in terms of my health and spiritual journey, I guess you could say that it all started about just over a year ago. So at the beginning of last year, or at the end of 2000 and what are we now? 2020. So at the end of 2018, I was kind of like, came to a lot of realizations, like what kind of person do I want to be? I was doing the whole binge drinking thing like I mentioned, and my relationships with certain people, like my friendships, and a relationship that I did have for a year in Auckland, nothing was really working out for me, and everything was kind of, there was a lot of friction and a lot of negativity and a lot of falling outs and stuff like that, and a lot of that was a reflection of me and what was going on inside of me, and I think there was a couple of things that happened in my friend group at the time that kind of made me realize that I really needed to take a good look at myself and the things that I was doing and the habits that I had, and make some serious changes. So I had planned to go to R&B for New Year's in 2018, but instead I came home back to Palmerston North and stayed with one of my friends, my number one gal, Emma, and she didn't really expect me to be there, so she had all of her own plans, and for about 4 days I was by myself, and I was like, oh my god, I have never been by myself for this long. Like, if you actually think about it, we as people are always with other people, and some people maybe not, but I always had flatmates. I always had, you know, someone to talk to at work, and then I'd always be meeting up with people on the weekend. I'd never ever take time for myself, not for more than like 10 hours or something. And so I had 4 days straight of just being with myself and looking at taking a good long hard look at myself. And that was when I really started to question what kind of person do I want to be, and how do I want to go into the new year, being 2019, so that I can be the person that I really want to be, and so that I can achieve the things that I really want to achieve. And so that's kind of where my journey began, and those 4 days were really intense for me. I cried a lot. When you are never isolated and you actually isolate yourself, it can be quite overwhelming. Lots of us rely on interactions and, like, you know, watching TV and going on our phone and listening to music and all of these constant distractions, and drinking and partying and taking drugs. A lot of us rely on all of those things, even eating food, all that stuff, to distract us from what's going on inside. And when we remove all of the distractions, we're really left with the raw, hard truth of what's really going on. And so for me, my distractions were definitely lots of binge drinking and surrounding myself with lots of people. And especially after having a really unhealthy relationship with someone for about a year, I loved him, and there was lots of things about our relationship that I actually love and cherish, but for the most part it was unhealthy, and it was not just him, it was me as well. And at the time I didn't even really think, like, I knew that I had, sorry, I'm like real hot. I knew that I had my own issues, but for the most part I kind of, for a long time, blamed him for everything that went wrong. Where was I going with that? Wow, I've completely forgotten where the fuck I was going with that. Oh yeah, so I had a lot of distractions. Yeah, okay, now I remember where I was at. So especially after my relationship, I kind of didn't really heal properly from that relationship, and found myself diving deeper into lots of drugs and alcohol, and I was like seriously going on the biggest benders ever. And it wasn't just like, you know, on the occasion, it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Wednesday. I was calling in sick a lot at work. I was like super tired all the time. I got real skinny, like an unhealthy amount of skinny, and yeah, it was not a good time. So yeah, that New Year's I decided that this is not the person that I want to continue to be, and once I removed all of those distractions from my life, I realized kind of what my core things that I needed to deal with were, and a lot of it stems around my sense of self-worth. And I think when you boil it down, for a lot of people, it really does come down to their sense of self-worth, and it's really about finding out what happened or what it was that made you believe that you weren't worthy in the first place. And this can come from as young as like 3 or 4 years old. It can come from when you were in high school and you were bullied. It can come from something someone said to you one time at work, or like your boss didn't appreciate you, or it could be anything that happened in your life that has rewritten your story and told you that has left you with a feeling that you're not worthy. And I definitely had a lot of this like sense of lack and sense of this unworthiness. So from then until now, I have been working very hard, like tirelessly, on building back my sense of self-worth, rewriting my story, which I will talk a lot more about in my next videos, what that means and how you can apply that to your own life. I have spent lots of time focusing on my internal health and diving into spirituality, into my spirituality, what spirituality means to me and how I can apply that to my life. I have removed a lot of relationships out of my life, a lot of bad friendships, and I've really started to nurture and invest time into friendships that actually add value to my life, that I always leave those friendships, like I always leave those particular people and I feel good about myself, and yeah, I have flipped everything around basically. So by the time the end of this year came, I felt like I'm a totally different person, which is a huge achievement, and I still have a long way to go, but I have just seriously come so far from the person that I was a year ago, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video. I just really wanted to I'm probably going to call this like the introduction, and then we're just going to go through all the different stages that I have been through over the last year that I think will be really beneficial for you if you're going through a healing process, because that is probably one of my biggest passions, is to help other people heal from their emotional trauma, or you know, heal this feeling of lack or unworthiness. I really want to open people's minds and encourage you to explore your spirituality and get in touch with your spirit. I really want you to encourage you guys to invest in a healthier lifestyle, and just to encourage you to see the amazing things that there are in life, all the small amazing things. So yeah, that is it, I reckon. I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself. I think that is good. I just want to keep these videos nice and short so that you can kind of watch them, and then you're not sort of listening to me blab and blab and blab on. But this also gives you guys an opportunity to leave comments or to message me if you have any questions or anything you'd like me to cover. I'm going to go over absolutely everything, and I'm going to talk to you guys about stuff that's super personal and private, that I think will really help a lot of people. I wish that I had someone that I could watch that talked about the stuff that I'm going to share with you guys, so I really do hope that it helps. And yeah, that's it. Until next time, I hope to see you in my next video. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and do comment, because it will just show me a lot of support, because I'm super nervous and